toy collectors and Hero Academia fans. He is here, the Figma KO Bootleg Deku figure. And sadly, we all been wanting this just because Figma hasn't really released the original one, and at this rate, this is our only savior for the meantime. So who knows if Figma ever releases it. So yeah, guys, for those that are wondering where I picked this guy up, you can pick him up on eBay or on AliExpress. Now, for those wondering the difference between this one and the original Deku, it's actually not far different between each other. And then, I mean, just some minor issues, but honestly, it's not that big. Like right here, you can see that they actually scale in the same. My Deku's a little head popping up more just because I lifted up, but they're standing at the same height. They're using, it feels like the same material to me, but some people might object. And as for the paint, that's where you can really tell the difference between these two. Like for example, here the KO one, he's actually more like, his green is not as flashy green as the original one. And the lines, I don't know if you guys can see the white lines, it's actually a little sloppy on this one, and this one is more professional. And then from there, you can see that his boots are a little bit more dirtier. No, I mean, sorry, the paint apps are more, crappier, and this one looks more professional. And pretty much the same for, I would say, the hairpiece, because you guys can't tell here, but their hairpiece is just like, they just splashed on the top hair, and then a little black shadowing in the bottom. This one you can see the detail. As for this face, it's a little bit more, let's say, paler on the KO one for sure. Now as for the gloves, pretty much it's more whiter on this one, and this one's a little bit more darker. As for the elbow pads, he's more primer black, and this one's more flat black. Now as for the belt, they actually look kind of identical. Now another thing is, if you guys can see this here, the little mouthpiece, this one you can tell right away it's more crappier, and the material doesn't feel that great. This one feels a little bit more better, and the paint is way better. Alright, let's put this guy to the side and review this guy. Right here we have the KO Deku. He comes with the same accessories as the Figma Deku. So he comes with the two face plates, the worry face, and then the angry face. And then he comes with, of course, the two open palm hands for the left and right. Paint looks good actually, so that's good. Then he comes with his two, sorry guys, I'm just dropping hands everywhere. Then when he comes with two set of open object hands, it's a little teeny hole, so that's pretty strange, and I don't know why they really give you these hands. And the original one came with these hands, but it's just like, what kind of accessory are you going to put in here? And then of course the famous finger. I'm like dropping these hands everywhere. And here we go. Paint looks good. And then of course he comes with his KO Figma hand stands, so you can put your hand joints here. And then of course he comes with the Figma stand, and this kind of threw me off because it actually looks like original Figma here. So yeah, let's do some close-ups of this figure. Let's do a close-up of the face. You guys can see here that it's really good on the paint apps, on the face. But when it comes down the figure, it's a little sloppy. Like you can see the body. It's not as great as the original, but for the price tag, nobody wants to complain. Sorry guys, if it gets a little blurry. This camera needs to focus. And here's the back. Here's the left side, and here's the right side. Some things I noticed is that the joint here, it's a bit more brighter than the original one, and then here they actually use a different kind of joint. It's more like I guess just a ball joint, but it's more different on this one than the Figma one. Now as for articulation, like the original one, he has great amount of articulation, even with these weak joints. Well, I wouldn't call them weak. I mean, you can always swap them out with the original or some other spare Figma joints, and they'll be so good. So as for the head, he can tilt this way down, he can tilt that way up, he can tilt this left, he can tilt this head right, you can spin it all around with no problem. He, of course, his ab crunch works out well. You can tilt that much down, and then with the waist, he can go a little farther down. Sorry, guys. And then he can back up a lot with his waist, and then as for the abs, he can go that far back with ab crunch. Now he does have ab swivel and waist swivel. He can spin his arm all around with no problems. He can lift this high up. He can go that high up with his arm. He can get this good with his joints, elbow joint. And what's so cool is like actually this feels like the original one's material too. Actually I'm a bit off. This feels more rubbery and this one feels more thick, hard plastic. Now as for the arms, you can't move the arms. I mean you can move this swivel around, but from there you can move the elbows. Then you can move this glove piece right here. I guess I would call it the collar wrist. Then as for the hand swivel, works with no problems. Oops, sorry guys, the joint popped off. You can lift that high up. You can lift that down. You can make that left, and make that right. As for kicking, you can go that high up. You can go that far back. And he has the same joints on his leg as the same as the arm ones. So just a heads up, guys. You can go that far back. He does not have thigh swivel, so you have to move the legs to get that position. He does have bottom knee joint swivel. And then he can move his little shoe cuff here. And that's for ankle pivot. Really good. Go that far up and that far down, and then he has toe pivot, but you can only go up, you can't go down. So overall in articulation he has the same amount as the original one. You know, like honestly these two are almost at par. If you're a customizer, you can pretty much just paint up this figure and make it look like the original one. Now, as for those wondering about that pre-order bonus head, he does not include with it, so you have to reach out to someone that casts that headpiece and pretty much does a pretty good paint job, because that's not a difficult piece for sure. I mean, that's a difficult piece to paint up for sure, especially the anime eyes. Now, so those I mentioned about the shoes. Let's see if I can show you here. You can see here. Sorry guys, it's a little blurry. You see here the shoes. From the laces it looks really good, but from the sides you can tell that if the red is overlapping on some of the white parts. It would be really cool if someone can get like a white marker, like a little white thin marker. Maybe you can fix those touch-ups. Oops. Pick this guy up. So the more I'm moving around with it, the more his joints are starting to get a little loose. So swapping out those joints with another Figma joints or some Robotech joints wouldn't be such a bad idea right now. Now as for those wondering about popping out his head, you can actually pop it out. Same Figma joint for the head neck piece. So if you guys can get your hands on that helmet, that'd be great. You catch more of that feel from Deku. Actually, for those wondering how to swap out the faces, all you gotta do is pull out the top hair piece, which is a little tight on this one. You can see here that the joint here, there you go. Just put a little push and then it popped out. If it does give you a hard time, just heat it up with some water and swap it out. Now put it on the other faces, same like the other one, no problem at all. Ta-da. Head swapped. Pissed off Deku. And it seems like the mouthpiece flipped over. So you guys can actually see here how squishy this one looks. So it feels like they just made it out of rubber really quick and called it his mouthpiece. Oops. There we go. Now let's do some scale comparisons. Put it next to the Marble Legends Deadpool. Wow, this guy's not feeling it today. Yeah, it seems like more of his leg joints are just getting more wonkier. So maybe some wood flooring might also help too. Let's put on this Mexico Punisher. Into the Mayfix Joker. Just for kicks. Next to the Figuarts Goku-san. So yeah, guys. Between the KO and the original one, for those that just want to save some money, pick up the KO, because I know it's not supporting the company, but if you really want a Deku figure, this is the only way. Unless you're willing to drop a lot of money, then pick up the original one. But overall, the only changes is just the paints, the joints, and pretty much they did a good job on the sculpt work. It's almost spot on. Only flaws are the mouthpiece is more rubbery on this one. The elbow pad feels more rubbery. The knee pads feel good. And just the paint is a bit wonkier on this one. But yeah, it's actually a good KO. And if you want my recommendation, I say go for it. It's actually good. So yeah, guys, feel free to post any questions in the bottom and I'll do my best to respond back. Thanks for watching. I hope this review was helpful. Bye.